Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video. And in today's video, we're going to be checking back in on Garen. And Garen has pretty much been a broken champion for months upon months. Riot kept nerfing him and nerfing him and nerfing and nerfing and nerfing him. And now he's in kind of a spot where no one really plays him. Really no one plays him in ranked. But is he still broken? That's the real question. So in this video, we're going to be dissecting Garen, and I'm especially going to be doing that during the gameplay part of the video. In the beginning part of the video, I'm going to explain to you guys how to build Garen. There are timestamps in the description. So let's get into it. With Garen, the build that you want to be going for is first item always a Black Cleaver. Thing is, Black Cleaver is just way too good on Garen to not go on him. You know, it gives you a lot of health, gives you a lot of attack damage, gives you a lot of ability haste, and most importantly, it gives you this. Your third ability allows you to spin around and apply these stacks to everyone that you're hitting. And Garen is already so tanky, so you're basically going to be shredding all of the enemy's physical or all of the enemy's armor, which is way too good to not build. People used to build Sunfire Aegis on Garen, and it's not bad to build Sunfire Aegis on Garen. You know, you're gonna be dealing some nice damage, but Black Cleaver is just better. Sunfire Aegis is gonna make you significantly tankier, but as I said, Black Cleaver deals way more damage and provides more support for your team. And then here, you actually don't go for the Glorious Enchant. No idea why this is here. Maybe one time I built it and it's just here. Generally, you're gonna be going for Plated Steel Caps. 95% of the games. If the enemy has a lot of CC, really a lot, then you could go for the Mercury Threats. The reason that I'm saying a lot is because if they only have a little bit of CC, Garen's second ability gives him a lot of tenacity in the first second after using it. That is why if you're a good Garen, you generally don't really need Mercury Threats, right? As I said, unless the enemy really has a lot of CC. So Plated Steel Caps in 95% of the games, and then you go for the Stone Plate. If you're really snowballing and I want to say this out. If you're really snowballing and the enemy has a very slippery champion, like a Lucian, for example, that is really hard to chase, you could actually opt for a Protobelt. Protobelt allows you to get very close to him and use your first ability to hit him, silence him, third ability, ignite, ult, boom, kill. But I really recommend Stoneplate though, right? Protobelt is really only if you're dominating the game and you're having a hard time reaching the enemies, then you can get the Protobelt. So for your second item, you want to get a Starrick's Gauge or a Deadman's Plate. Starrick's Gauge is generally going to be better as it gives you more damage, but a Deadman's Plate is good if you want to be roaming around and if the enemy is hard to catch. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Now Deadman's Plate is not a guaranteed second item because they actually nerfed Deadman's Plate. They removed 10 of the movement speed. So here, instead of 50 movement speed, it now gives 40 movement speed, which is definitely significant. So you have to keep in mind, do I want to reach the enemy with the bonus movement speed? Boom, Deadman's Plate. Or do I just want more damage? Boom, Starrick's Gauge. Because Starrick's Gauge also makes you more tanky in general. Why I'm saying in general is because Deadman's Plate makes you tankier against physical damage champions, but in general, Starrick's Gauge is going to make you tankier because Starrick's Gauge gives you more health and it gives you the bonus shield when you get under 35% health, which of course works against magic damage too, and against true damage. So keep all of those things in mind when building. So for example, I'm just going to give you a quick example. If you're up against a Fiora, against an Olaf, against a Vayne, these are true damage champions, you're generally going to be much better off going for that Starrick's Gauge because it gives you that bonus health, right? That's how you have to think about this. I want to put this in your heads because I see so many people, especially during my coaching sessions. By the way, I'm going to be uploading videos of the coaching sessions again on my YouTube channel. I see so many people that just don't know how to build. And when building, you have to think about these types of things. So on Garen, do I want health? You go for the Starrick's Gauge. Do I want health and damage? You go for the Starrick's Gauge. Do I want armor and to catch up to the enemy? Boom, Deadman's Plate. Do I want to avoid burst damage? Boom, Death Stance. That's how you have to think about it, guys. And talking about the Death Stance, this is an amazing mid-late game item on Garen. Not early game, mid-late game. Reason is because then you already have a Black Cleaver and the Starrick's Gauge, which gives you a lot of attack damage, and add the Death Stance to it is going to give you even more attack damage, which means you're going to have a lot of damage. And then your level 2 or even level 3 ultimate, when you reach level 13, has amazing execution potential because, you know, it kills with attack damage, which means you can focus one enemy in a team fight, soak up all of the damage. You know, you're going to be storing 35% of the physical damage over the next 3 seconds, then kill someone with your ultimate, which removes all of the damage and heals you up. That is the beauty of the death stance, and that is also why I'm only recommending it to you guys to build in the mid-late game. At least your third item, and then after that, either your fourth or fifth item. And then here I have a Guardian Angel, but whatever, right? Like, you go for whatever. And honestly, like, all these three items are situational. Like, you always want to get a Starix Gauge, not necessarily as your second item, as I said, but Black Cleaver and Starix Gauge are always items, but these are all situational. Deadman's Plate and Death Stance are great, but yet again, situational. You can also be going for items like the Thornmill, especially Thornmill is great if the enemy has a lot of healing, especially the Bramblefast. Like, just get the Bramblefast right after Black Cleaver and don't finish your Thornmill up until your very last item if you need it. Randuin's Omen is great if the enemy has a lot of crit, like the Yasuo, like the Lucians, right? Let me see. Force of Nature is great. And then another item that I want to address, because I got a lot of questions about this item too, if I can find it real quick. There's two items actually. Hullbreaker. Hullbreaker, no, you don't go for the Hullbreaker on Garen. It's as simple as that. Now, I'm gonna tell you why exactly, because yes, it can be good for split pushing, but let's actually take a look at Garen. What is Garen? Is he a 1v1 champion? No, he's a team fighting champion. Garen is a champion that engages in a team fight, tanks up for his team, uses his ultimate to execute an enemy. Team fighting champion. What is Hullbreaker? It literally says split pushing power. Garen doesn't want split pushing power. You don't go for the Hullbreaker, even though it can be good. I'm not telling you that it cannot be good. It's not worth it. It's not worth it whatsoever. Now let's talk quickly about the Divine Sunder, because this item is not worth it either. Yes, that's right. This item is not worth it either, unless in a very specific game where you're snowballing, and as your fourth or fifth item, you can get a Divine Sunderer only against tanks. Only against tanks. If you're snowballing against a tanky composition, that is when you can opt to buy the Divine Sunderer if your team is lacking damage. Besides that, never. This was a very detailed build explanation for a very simple and brain-dead champion. I feel pretty bad for doing this, but let's get to the runes. I'm taking a bit too long. First rune, Grasp of the Undying. Always. Don't argue with me. Second rune, Triumph. Triumph is the best rune. There's numerous reasons for that. The 5% bonus damage to enemies below 35% health counts a lot with his ultimate. First of all that. Secondly, the healing is amazing. As a Garen, you're going to be tanking up. You're going to be going to very low amounts of HP. But then when you or your team get those skills, you're going to be healing up a lot. Any other rune, I don't recommend it. You can go for Champion rune if you want to be dominating your lane in the early game, but besides, as I said, just Triumph. It's generally much better. I'm not sure why I have a Hunter Titan here. Perhaps it was a situational rune. Oh, I remember. I think in the game that you're about to see, they had an insane amount of CC, but here, no, not Hunter Titan. As I said, I think it's just game specific. We'll see. Here, you either want to be going for the conditioning if you want to get late game tankiness, or Adaptive Carapace. Especially Adaptive Carapace combined with the Champion rune allows you to win your lane very easily in the early game. But if you want to be scaling more into the late game, Triumph and Conditioning. Reason that Conditioning is especially good, because if you look at the items you're going to be going for, Black Cleaver, boom, 350 bonus max health, and no armor or magic resist. Starix Gauge, boom, 400 max health, plus the passive that gives you health, no armor and magic resist. Boom, Stone Plate, which gives you a lot of health, but no armor and magic resist. That is why the Conditioning is going to be massive for you. It's really good. Fourth one, you go for Hunter Genius or Pack Hunter. Pack Hunter is good to get some gold, but I prefer Hunter Genius so I can spam my abilities in the late game. You can even get a Pathfinder if you want to be ganking around. I don't really recommend it, but you can. I'm just telling you that you can. Sweet Tooth is a no-no because you don't need it as a Garen. But yeah, as I said, I recommend Hunter Genius. For your spells, you always go for Flash and Ignite. Don't argue with this one. Always Flash and Ignite. You have to finish off the enemy. That is it about the build. Let's now get into the gameplay. God, I didn't expect the build part to be 9.5 minutes. I'm so sorry, guys, but I just had so much to say about it. So, on to the gameplay. And let me see if I have some water. On to the gameplay. So, this was a game... this was a game where I was kind of testing if Garen is actually still good. And the answer is yes, he's still good. He's not broken, he's still good. He's an S tier champion, which means really good actually. Not broken, but really good. And in this game, I'll show you how. So, don't let Garen's kit deceive you. And what I mean with that is don't let his easy kit deceive you? And before talking about why, I'm doing a skin giveaway, giving away 8 legendary skins. Put a comment to enter. I feel like such a YouTuber when I say those things, right? Like, I find it annoying when I watch those YouTubers when they say, give the video a like, I'm doing a giveaway, or this video is sponsored, or, you know, check out my Twitter, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I came here for the content. I came here to watch Wild Rift. I don't care about you. I don't care about your stupid, idiotic giveaway. I want to watch Wild Rift. I know that's what most of you are probably thinking. I apologize. These are YouTuber things, and yeah, that's, you know, that's what I have to say. So I said don't let his easy kit deceive you, because Garen has more to him than his easy kit. Like, there are so many different things. A quick example is his first ability. It looks like a brain dead ability, but there is a thing to it. It removes all slows, and So if you're slowed by Malphite's first ability, for example, or Janna's second ability, or something, you know, just something, anything that slows, first ability removes all of those slows. It removes all of it. So, like, you know, whatever slows you, you can get out of it very easily. What I'm going to be doing here, boom, flash, ignite. He should be dead here. There we go. This is fine. You know, this is worth it. Let me see. Let's actually take a look at this enemy. Yes, Seraphine. They have an Ari, and I believe another CC champion. Malphite slow, so that's why I went for the Hunter Titan in this game. Unfortunately, it seems our Jace is AFK, which I don't know why he was AFK. But the next thing is Garen's second ability. This also looks like a brain dead ability, right? If you look at it, you click on it and you become tankier. Woohoo! So hard to use. But there is 2 parts to this ability. First part, in the first second after using the second ability, you're going to be getting a lot of tenacity, which means if you use it right before an enemy stuns, roots, silences, charms, taunts, whatever, you're going to be significantly reducing the duration. For example, if Ari charms me, and right before her charm I use my second ability, boom, the charm is going to be like pretty much diminished, like it's going to be useless. Another thing about it is in the next seconds, depending on the level, because if you only have it on level 1, it blocks damage for 2 seconds. If you have it on level 2, it's 3 seconds, then 4, and at max level, it's 5 seconds. As you can see, it blocks damage. You know, it blocks damage, which is really, really good. You have to time it correctly. He's gonna ult me. I don't really do anything because, yeah, whatever. I overextended and he ulted me. It's a whatever. This is basically the risk that you're taking if you go for Triumph and a late game rune like the Hunter Titan or the conditioning, because you're so weak in the early game, right? Like if I had champion rune and adaptive carapace, I would have actually destroyed this Malphite in that situation. But I don't. So this is the risk that you're taking. And unfortunately, I actually died twice because of it. Even though I got a kill before it, I died here because the runes are just not strong early game. So, you know, I want to show you guys a realistic game, not a game where I'm stomping the enemy. I want to show you guys like the actual risks that you're taking when you go for certain runes. So this is what could happen if you go for those late game runes. But you skill harder into the late game. Let's imagine this happened with champion and adaptive carapace. If that's what happened with those runes, I would be absolutely screwed with this game because my runes won't skill into the late game, as opposed to the Triumph and the conditioning or the Hunter Titan. So that is why it's okay, right? Like it's okay. And that is why I told you it's okay to trade kills early game with the Malphite. So here I don't know why my team is fighting without us. So unfortunately I can't really do anything here yet. Let's take a look. I engage, second ability to tank a lot of damage. Oh, look at that. And ult to kill that Seraphine right in the backline. I'm flashing out just so I don't have to deal with their damage. But there, yeah, I was thinking about going in again. They unfortunately took the heal, but look at that damage that I'm dealing, man. Boom, good enough. Good enough. This is like we have not even reached mid-late game Garen. This is early game Garen. Oh my god, that Jarvan just got a quadra kill, by the way. This is early game Garen, and I was already dealing so much damage because of those Black Cleaver stacks. I fully stacked my Black Cleaver on the enemy, and I did so much damage. As you can see in this game, I went for the Mercury Threat. So I told you in this game I did. Also because Misfortune, her third ability slows, and she probably is gonna go for the Swordless Grudge, which slows as well. So they have so much CC, and I'm gonna be in the middle of them. So that's why I was thinking in this game, okay, I need tenacity. And I agree with myself. I definitely do need tenacity in this particular game. But it's a very specific game, as I said. Like, generally, you don't want to go for tenacity like that. Also, because the enemy has a lot of magic damage, so it's just a no-brainer to go for Mercury threats in this game. Here, I'm probably going to be tanking Malphite's damage, but now all of them showed up, so I'm not going to be tanking anymore. Yeah, I'm running away from that. I'm not dealing with that. Vi is coming, though. Well, it's 3 of them here, and my team can get a free dragon here, actually. My team should be able to get a free dragon. Let's see. It should be a free dragon. They should be fast enough. Yep, there it is. So I'm not gonna help my team here. Look at what I'm gonna do. Look at this. Look, 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 look. Look. I am looking, and I decided, you know what? Screw... Well, yeah, you know what? Screw my team. I'm gonna get a turret for myself. Now the question is this worth it? Is it worth it? No? I mean, I killed Jarvan, I got a mid lane turret, but 3 of my teammates died, and I could have potentially gotten way more kills. I would say no, that's not worth it. It's hard to say because mid lane turret is so important, and you know, if you look at my gold, I just got 2000 gold, but if I had gotten those kills, we could have gotten a Rift Herald and the enemies wouldn't have gotten the gold from my teammates. So the conclusion is, no, it is not worth it. I should have actually helped my team, and the reason is, even though it was a free mid lane turret, which I know is obviously very good, and which I know gave me a lot of gold, this selfish playstyle, like, first of all, brings the morale down from your team. Because if 3 of them die and they see that their Garen is just pushing mid, they'll think like, man, what's happening? Why is the Garen not helping us? You know, they'll get mad. Secondly, you know, the enemies are getting gold, my team is losing gold. So even though I am getting fat and we're pushing the mid lane turret, it's just not worth it. It's really not worth it. It's generally better, especially because my team was very close to me, that I should have just helped them. I should have just helped them, and we would have very easily cleaned up that fight, to be honest. Very easily. I knew that he would ult me. That is why I used the stone plate. I predicted his ultimate. Just, you know, I predicted his ultimate and used my stone plate. He actually did ult me, and I tanked up for my ultimate and I killed him very, very easily. That was just very well played, to be honest. Like, what else should I say about it? That was really, really good. We dropped the Rift Herald, so I'm gonna make sure I push one more wave. And here, yet again, it seems like I'm opting to push the turret. I'm not going now because I know the Rift Herald is gonna get killed fast, so I'm going right back out. But here we should be okay to fight them. Oh, he got charmed, unfortunately. I could flash on him, but no. I mean, yeah, I could have flashed on him, but it's just too risky. I got a lot of kills, I have a big bounty on my name, so it's just not worth it for me to do that. Here I can go in and I can go super deep and use my stone plate if I have to. So let's see what happens. Like, you always have to have an aggressive approach when you play Garen. So here, as you can see, stone plate, second ability, tank the turret, ult. Boom. You see? You always have to be playing Garen in a super aggressive way like this. And as I said, that is why I'm going for the Mercury threats this game, because they have so much CC. And as a Garen, I always teach you guys, as a Garen, you want to be in their face. That's like the real power of Garen. Be in their face, destroy their faces, but you're going to be taking all of the upfront damage. Obviously, Garen can deal with that. In this game, I'm going for a Force of Nature third item. Why? Malphite magic damage, Seraphine magic damage, what is that other champion? Ari magic damage, and these are their big damage dealers. You know, the attack damage champions are Misfortune, who doesn't really do much damage against tanks, and Jarvan, who... whatever, it's a Jarvan, right? Like, who cares about Jarvan's damage? So that is why in this game I'm going for a Force of Nature third item. Now here it seems I'm opting to split push yet again. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push this lane and rotate to the dragon. That would be the correct call. Instead, I'm split pushing again. So you may argue, is Hullbreaker worth it in this case? No, it is still not worth it. Even though I'm split pushing, it's not worth it. Now, it's hard to say. It's hard to say, is this really worth it? I would say yes, this one is worth it, because I'm getting a turret and I'm not allowing the enemies to get a dragon for free, and no one can 1v1 me. No one can. So as you can see, 2 of them are here. I'm just making sure I don't die by using my stone plate and my second ability. And as you can see, by having two of them rotate to me, my team is winning on the other side. What I'm doing here, I'm looking, okay, should I rotate or should I push? I can apply pressure or I can rotate. I decided, okay, let's apply pressure. Yet again, no hull breaker. You don't need a hull breaker to apply pressure. So let's take a look at what happens. You know, Ari is here, unfortunately. I can rotate to the dragon now. It seems like my team is doing okay. I'm just basically panicking the enemies constantly. You know, every time someone has to go back to deal with me. So, yet again, is it worth it? It's questionable because I am one of the strongest champions in my team right now. So it's not necessarily worth it for me to get one of them to me because my team could lose a 4 versus 4. So a bit questionable place for me in this game, even though it's working because my team is doing a great job in those situations. I would definitely say I'm playing way too aggressive. Like, you know, I love to test out playstyles, but this one I really don't recommend what I'm doing here, you know, which is just constantly turret pushing, because unless you're super behind, you know, if I'm super behind, it's fine, but I'm not in this game. I'm actually carrying this game. I shouldn't be playing it like this. I just really shouldn't. I should stone plate here. There it is. Stone plate activated, so I'm not gonna die. And here I can even flash in with my third ability if I want to. So let's see. I did. I don't even recall doing that, but I knew that I would do that because, you know, it's me playing, so I knew. That's funny. It's funny how I don't know. It's just funny that I predicted, even though I played this game. I obviously don't remember everything that I did, but it's just funny that, you know, I'm thinking the exact same thing as I was thinking in the game when I was playing it. The reason that I flashed in with my third ability there, because I had my second ability available, which means I can very easily tank up 4 enemies, very easily, and I'm gonna be shredding all of their armors for my team to deal insane damage. And in this game, because I'm ahead and because we're kind of snowballing, I'm going for the Divine Sunderer, 4th item as I said. Why? Because they're tanky, they have a Jarvan and they have a Malphite. Divine Sunderer is going to do a lot of damage. Look at this, by the way, I'm completely ignoring the Malphite because I'm Garen. He deals absolutely 0 damage to me. Actually, Stoneplate, I'm saying that, but I'm running away from him just so he can't ult me, because if he ults me, he could potentially kill me, so let's see. Look at this. Now he ults my Vi, I just kill him. Oy. So I feel bad for him. I feel bad. Seraphine is here, by the way. I saw that, Seraphine. Don't try stuff like that. So with a Divine Sunderer, I'm gonna do insane damage to their tanks. But again, I don't recommend it. It's just not a good item. Here I was probably looking at the Hull Breaker. Yeah, I'm gonna finish the Force of Nature first. Yet again, in this game, I was contemplating to go for the Hull Breaker, but it's just not worth it. I decided that in a game, like, there is no way Hull Breaker is worth on Garen, because I'm constantly fighting with my team. And I think here I also kind of adapted my playstyle, because I realized that, hey, wait a minute, the split pushing is just really not worth it, because I have so much gold and experience in this team. Why would I split push? So, am I really gonna do it again? Please don't. I am gonna do it again. It's just not worth it. Ult, boom. Oh my god, I love Garen so much. I love Garen so much. I mean, look at that. Charm doesn't even do anything because I have so much tenacity. I gotta be careful. Stone plate to tank up all of the damage. They shouldn't be able to kill me. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Look at that tankiness, guys. Unbelievable. They cannot kill me. I go out of the fight, and in a few seconds I'm gonna be healed up to like half of my HP already. Look, 112 heal, 100 heal. I'm constantly healing up, and I'm ready to fight again. You see, this is Garen. You're constantly healing up, and now Seraphine, boom. She flashes away actually, but I'm ready to fight again, as you can see, because I haven't taken any damage. Yeah, he should be dead as well. I have my ultimate available. Boom, 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 and he actually runs out of vision. I tried to kill him. You know, with my second ability tanking all of the Nexus shots as well. Fortunately, I couldn't reach him. But yeah, that's a free kill. Malphite ult. Boom! I'm not gonna die Stoneplate. I can tank the turret and everything. This is Garen, guys. Say hello to Garen. This is what Garen does. He tanks Nexus shots, turret shots, whatever shots. Look at this. Look at, I'm not gonna die. I'm literally just not gonna die. It doesn't matter at all. So is Garen broken? No, but Garen is still definitely an S tier champion. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let's actually take a look at the damage that everyone dealt. I don't think I dealt the most damage because I was split pushing so much in this game, which, you know, was a bit questionable, but I wanted to show it to you guys regardless. So let's take a look at how much damage we did. Come on. Yeah, not the most. Mr. Cappuccino and the Kaisa did a little bit more damage than me. So thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.